Myself, Commissioner Rodriguez, Commissioner Vignola, Chief Iwanchu, and Alderman Kleiner in attendance. Go ahead, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. The agenda this evening isn't too drastic. Start off, no communication since the last time we met. In regards to the old business, just a quick update on a couple of the outreach events that we did. In collaboration, both of these are with the collaboration of the Parks and Rec Department. Cops and Cookies was this past Monday, December 13th, at the new gymnasium. We had a great turnout. We had about 26 participants. They got to decorate cookies with the police officers and then watch a movie. And then the police department participated in the holiday parade again with Parks and Rec, built a float with a Peanuts theme and had it outfitted with some of our staff in costume. So both great outreach events for the holiday season. Moving into new business, the November commission minutes, meeting minutes were forwarded to the commission for your review. Is there any discussion on those minutes?
None.
None? Anyone? Being no discussion, could I have a motion to accept them as written?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Monthly statistics for the month of November. That just came out to the commission today, so I know you probably all didn't have an opportunity to review them. So I will just briefly go over them, and if there's any discussion or any other concerns, I have them with me to further discuss. For the month of November, the department handled 2,378 calls for service, which was a 14% decrease in call volume from October to November. Part 1 crimes, year to date, we are still showing a 15% decrease overall. From the previous month, from October to November, we have shown a 43% decrease. Part 2 crimes, year to date, a 16% decrease. And October into November, there's a 28% decrease. Arrest, year to date, there's 13% decrease. We had 113 arrests for the month of November, which was 28% decrease over the previous month of October. In our traffic tickets, we are 29% increase in issuance of traffic tickets for the year. In the month of November, there's 199 summons issued, which is a 3% decrease over the previous month. Out of the total arrests, 3 of them resulted in uses of force, which ends up being 2.6% of total arrests. Any questions or concerns on the monthly with the information you have thus far?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Moving forward into some other new business, on December 15th, yesterday, myself and Lieutenant Dolan met with the high school staff, specifically the media department. Some of the feedback we've received over the last year and a half, and then even in the report that was done by Kayla, the mayor's intern for the summer, she did an assessment of our police panel and our report on that. One of the main things that we get kicked back on is our lack of connecting through social media. With all the other platforms that are available to us right now, we've focused mainly on Facebook. So trying to do a collaboration project with the school through their media department to have the high school students work with us to expand our social media platform into some of the newer, more modern platforms. So we met yesterday for the first time with them, seemed to be very receptive. Students seemed to be on board to work with us. Obviously, I wouldn't give them access to do it. It would be something we do collaboratively and then put it out, whether it's monthly, bi-monthly, whatever it is, we'll work on that. But yesterday was the first meeting, and as I mentioned, I feel it went well. It'll not only open us up to the social media, but it's also building rapport with additional youth in the community through the school. Moving into staffing, we currently have 6 vacancies. We have 65 sworn personnel at this time. Out of that 65, I have 1 on disability, 1 on maternity leave, 2 in the police academy, and 3 in field training. Our recent new hires, Officer Carabello, Officer Harcher, and Officer Rupert, 2 of which started on October 29th, and that was Carabello and Harcher, and then Officer Rupert started on December 6th. They've all entered into their field training and thus far are doing good. Officer Quelez, Officer Langford, and Officer Barnes, they were our most recent graduates from the police academy. They have just successfully completed their field training and have been assigned to patrol squads. Received nothing but good reports on all three of them as well. We're still currently working on several background investigations for both certified and non-certified candidates, and I still have hopes to have some before the commission, hopefully in January if they're completed, in hopes of sending some people to the February Police Academy. Graduation of our current police academy will be January 7th at 10 a.m. at the Paramount Theater, and graduating would be Officer Yuvin and Officer Zagui. The next police academy is scheduled to commence February 21st, 2022. Currently, we are still awaiting the results of the most recent lieutenant's exam that was given this past October. As just a point, we still have 3 lieutenant vacancies. We're waiting on the results from that exam.
You know when we get it back?
I have no idea. When the state sends it to Mr. Massey. We're hoping sometime this month, if not January. I hope. In the last meeting, I mentioned about our potential dispatcher vacancy. We did receive 3 backgrounds. We did canvass the list. We received 3 backgrounds, so I will be going through them and then assigning 1 or 2 or maybe all 3 of them to the detectives to actually perform the background investigations to see who we may want to look to hire. Any questions, comments on staffing levels?
How many did you say, Chief, are in the works?
In the works, like backgrounds that are being done,
Yeah.
there's, I believe, 5 that we're still working actively.
Anybody certified?
1 that is certified, actually 2 that are certified, but 1 does not look good. Like the more we dig, I don't think we want to bring him aboard. We do have another person. He's an NYPD officer. He's got around 8 years, I believe. But so far, so good. We just have to finish up the background on him before we present him to the commission. We've had a couple, since the last time we met, some of the backgrounds that were assigned. The people were either disqualified or signed off as we got into the backgrounds. Some have taken other jobs. So every time we think we're moving forward with it, we get something that kind of puts us back a little bit. So, but we're actually weeding through a lot of the ones in the 85s right now.
So the test is going to be given in 2022?
The fall of 2022, according to Mr.
Fall.
Massey. Yep. We're looking at September-ish.
Wow.
It's given by the state, and I believe that's the only time they give it. I could be wrong with that, but. Moving into training, since the last time the commission met, these are just some of the trainings that the department has participated in. When we met last time, we had just started our fall in-service training. That wrapped up on December 10th. And just as a reminder, these are the topics that were actually addressed during that training block. And this is for the whole department, myself included. It's a use of force refresher, legal updates refresher, a block on responding to mental health crises, a block on fraudulent license plates, the temporary license plates, and then we also did a block where we brought in the DA's office to discuss Giglio and Brady material and testimony. During the same time period, we also sent Officer Napolitano to the Police Academy to assist with the radar instruction. Sergeant Hargett assisted with instructions, standardized field sobriety testing, and breath analysis operator. It's all the DWI training. We also sent our detective division to a class put on by the FBI. It's working with mobile devices, cellular phones, and information and data that could be utilized for investigations from them. And then we had Sergeant Detective Bailey did an entire training for everybody on temporary plates and those fraudulent temporary plates for the whole department. A new program I had mentioned previously that we're still pursuing is the Lexipol, it's a policy and procedure company that will work with us to make sure that we're still meeting the accreditation standards, make sure our policies and procedures are up to date. We just got notified through PERMA that they will cover a certain percentage of not just the initial cost, but yearly going forward, which will be very good for us. Since the last time we've met, I've had 6 employees that have been out of work due to COVID. All of them, except for 2, have returned thus far. Some upcoming events that we plan on participating in is we've partnered with the school for the My Brother's Keeper program, and December 21st is their next event. It's a game night. So myself and hopefully a few other of my staff will be attending that evening. And then through our youth leadership grant that was given to us through the state, through the Orange County Youth Department, we have put together a youth leadership academy, which will commence on January 12th and run through March 21st of 2022. It's a 12-week program. We'd be meeting once a week. There's an application process that we just recently put out. The program would be from 3:30 in the afternoon to 6 p.m. as part of the grant program where we are allowed to provide transportation and food. So our goal is to have transportation available for the students to pick them up from the school. After school, provide them transportation to our location. And before they leave for the evening, to make sure that they leave with a meal. We look forward to that program. We're looking to partner with some of our community partners through the process. I think we have a pretty good agenda. And some of the takeaways, besides building rapport and hopefully learning from some of the youth and letting them learn from us, is we're hoping that they take us up on our their opportunities to become Narcan and CPR certified, as well as a takeaway from the experience. Additionally, we have worked with Parks and Rec this year to adopt a family for the holidays, and the officers have donated money so that we can give a family here in Middletown a wonderful Christmas. And we've also are participating with a local toy drive. So again, some of the donations that are being provided by the officers are going to purchase toys for a local toy drive. Any discussion or comments on outreach or events?
Good job.
Personnel complaints and internal investigations, I did not forward any to you. Actually, I only forwarded one to you since the last time we met. They are still being worked on, just with our shortages. It's a little bit harder to balance that out right now, but I assure you that they will be coming in the beginning of next year. We'll be working on getting caught up. One that I did forward to the commission for review. It's dated July 18, 2021 was the date of the incident. I did forward it after our last meeting. The case or the event number for that is 21-21280. It was a use of force investigation that ended up in a policy violation that I actually gave discipline. Does the commission want to discuss that one?
You want to do an executive session, or is it appropriate for executive session? Or?
Yeah, it's appropriate. There's nothing that I have further unless the commission has anything, but we
I
could
don't have
definitely.
any further questions myself.
So we'll talk about it in executive session, absolutely. That's basically all on my agenda this evening. And there's open discussion for the commission if you have anything that you'd like to discuss.
No, I think it was very well presented.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Eileen, do we have anyone online that would have comments or questions?
We do not.
Mr. Kleiner, do you have anything that you would like to address? Thank you. So being no further questions, I'd like to request that we go into executive session to discuss personnel matters. I have a motion by Commissioner Vignola, second by
I'll second. All right.
all in favor. So we will be moving into executive session at 4:50 p.m. to discuss personnel matters.
Please be advised, this ends the public portion of today's meeting. Thank you.